It's always that fine rain that gets you wettest. If you were to have a bucket of water thrown over you, you'd know straight away. You'd be instantly soaked to the skin, breath taken away from the shock of the cold. But when a fine rain starts, a cool, misty cloud, it's not so easily perceptible. You carry on. You don't notice. You don't cover up or protect yourself from the drizzle. But before long, you are saturated. The water has seeped through every layer of your clothing and it sticks to each follicle, itchy and heavy. You can feel the weight of the water and it drags across your skin. That's how it starts. It's a ripple across a pond, a tiny vibration, a hum in the background that increases 1 decibel at a time. Like bringing a pan of water to the boil, you bubble gently at first, and who doesn't like bubbles, right? You're a swan. You look calm and in control, unfazed by the fizzing in your periphery. But underneath the surface where no one can see, your feet are paddling wildly, fighting to keep you above the waterline. You're jittery and furtive and you smile, but the heat is beginning to rise, and that hum is getting louder. It's a buzz now, and you can't ignore it. It's in your ear, it's in your head, and your boiling water is frothing now, throwing itself over the side of the pan. There's a ringing in your ears and you're shivering and you tremble. And the pond is not a pond anymore, it's a pool. There's no swan now, just you and the water, and you fall towards it. Dragging you further down. Every now and then you break the surface for a stolen gulp of air, but there is no relief as you realise that you cannot see land. You cannot see which way you should turn. You are lost, adrift without a lifebelt, drifting. You don't want to die, but it is so hard to live. You survive because you have to, but you are still at sea. The water wraps itself around every part of you and pulls and twists you in 100 different directions, and you think that you might break as you are folded and spun. You start to lose the sky. You don't know which way is up. You start to lose the sky. It's the not being able to take a deep breath. It's taking a deep breath that never feels deep enough. It's the fear of taking the deep breath in case that breath turns into the release, the sob, the cry, the shout, the screaming. But one day, you remember that you can breathe. It feels like waking up in bed with the covers trapped over your head. You feel stifled and scared, but you are still breathing and you are alive. Your head breaks the surface and you gulp down air. And with every breath you take, you get closer to shore. The tide carries you until it washes you up on the beach. Everything hurts, everything aches, but at least you can feel it again. Time helps. Time heals. Time passes, and at some not very extraordinary moment, you are aware that you feel better than you did. You may not be whole yet, but the bruises that you suffered when those parts of you were thrashed against the rocks have started to heal. You are stood back on the shore, looking out at the horizon, seeing your feelings as the vast sea that they are. And just like the sea, they will ebb and flow. There are stormy seas and there is calm. Tides that constantly change and turn, but you can choose where your perspective lies. Not straight away, but when you begin to get stronger, you can know that this is not something that has to consume you. You do not have to be swept away by the tide. So when those waves come rolling in again, and they will, this time you'll be able to ride them, All of that time you spent with your head underwater, kicking and fighting against the current, has made your body and soul stronger. And when that rain starts again, whether it's a drizzle or a downpour, dance, dance, dance